Welcome to Kung Fu Havoc number 2. And I've already critiqued this on Instagram Live, but I'm going to do it again. So Instagrammers, welcome back. Alright, so we're going to aim this that way. And we're going to play this because there was a big fight in, with me involved in Instagram. It wasn't like a serious thing. But this is what it was over.
Brought to you by Loot Crate,
Alright,
premier geek and gaming
first let's kill the volume on this. So I can be the only thing you hear outside of the norm. And the background noise in which I'm going to have to go get somebody to tip off my boot. Alright, so here you have the situation of Batman versus Darth Vader. The title's right there in case you can't see it. So, in the Instagram post, somebody picked a picture of Batman and Darth Vader in a subway, which led to a big conflict involving me and some other people. So here we have Batman and his science. And we have Darth Vader and his force. Alright, so I'm critiquing this because if you've already seen the video, there's no need for you to hear the volume. You just need to hear my point of view. Alright, so everybody who was on Vader's side was going through all the dramatics of how powerful the force is. And everybody who was on Batman's side, specifically me, was telling everybody about how much you need to understand how Batman works. Batman is one of the persons who has a solution to every problem, regardless of how big or astronomical small that the problem may be. If there is a solution, this man has it, which is what the argument consisted of. Everybody kept telling me how dangerous the force is. So as you see, the force at work. But as you see, Batman, who's never confronted Vader before, has a solution. But the guys on Vader's side didn't believe that Batman would have a solution to everything under the sun. Alright? So he used technology to damage Vader a little bit. Vader's mostly machine. That's what people fail to understand. Vader is more machine than man. And technology is one of Batman's specialties as well. Now here, even Batman pulls out a lightsaber. So he's prepared. Overly prepared. Now granted, this is not canon in the Star Wars or the DC universe. So this is just something that this channel, Superpower Beatdown, does. They take superheroes and supervillains and beat them down. And sometimes it's superheroes versus superheroes. So, for everybody who didn't understand, 1. Batman knows every combat style known to man and beyond. But for retconning. Because people don't understand how much Batman has gained over the years before the New 52s and the Rebirth came. And as you can see, Vader has to adjust his machine apps to do stuff. Then he starts using the Force. Now remember, Vader lost his arms and his legs thanks to Obi-Wan Kenobi. Just in case everybody forgot. Now Batman, he's in a suit specifically made for space. You can't tell that, but you have to understand that, like Tony Stark, Batman has a suit for every occasion. Now, a good battle that they probably should have done would have been Iron Man versus Batman. And sadly, I'm going to have to give that to Batman as well. And not just because I'm a Batman fan, but see, Batman doesn't really have a lot of armored suits. Tony Stark's suits are all armored and technology. So that being said, you have to understand how this works. Why is this not working? I'm trying to wave at this fella. Uh-oh. I done something wrong. Okay. Anyway. So as you can see, he's mostly technology. And, the actors that did this, if you guys are hiring, I need a job. You can see my Scarlet Spider suit somewhere in the corner in most of my videos. And my Spider-Man 2099, which is new. But the thing is, when it came to this, alright, he's about to use the Force to rip this ship apart. Now, clearly, that explosion would have killed a normal person, but it's Batman. And he's very well protected in his suit, as you can see. And as you can see, that the suit that Darth Vader's in is slightly damaged, if damaged at all. But while they were all going around chasing Batman, Batman was making plans for Superman to get free. So the assist goes to Superman. But without the Force, there was no way in hell that Vader would have gotten this far. Because as good as Vader is, he's not Batman. And the whole reason why I made this video and I'm critiquing it is because of the fact that, let's go back to the sword fight. Or lightsaber duel, as us lightsaber enthusiasts would call it. Now see, here you have lightsaber, and you have Darth Vader. Now you have Batman, he has a lightsaber. Batman is a world-renowned fencer as well as a samurai. Samurais and fencing do a lot of sword work. Same with Aikido. Sorry about the freaking background noise, because I know they see these damn lights. But you know, as far as swordsmanship, Batman has rarely been matched by anybody outside of Ra's al Ghul. So, therefore, you know, you have a few people. In fact, I'm pretty sure Ra's al Ghul is one of the people why Batman got into sword fighting in the first place. But you know, if you look at Damian Wayne's training, who was also trained by Ra's al Ghul, as well as his mother and other fences, you have to understand that, pound for pound, this force is the only advantage that Darth Vader has over Batman. But as you can see, you also have to remember that this is done by superpower beatdown, and you have to weigh it in your stats. So let's do this. If I can get an individual picture. Oh nope, that was actually better. Let's go back. Let's go. No, where is it? Damn it. All right. So turn back around, Dick. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to find an individual picture of Vader, because I can give you the only things that I know about Vader. Alright. Alright, shit. That's gonna have to do. So we have Vader, aka Anakin Skywalker. Became a tyrant, lost that arm, lost both his legs to Obi-Wan Kenobi and one arm. One of the arms he lost to Duke Uku, I think was his name. Then he was severely burnt when he landed in the fire pit when him and Obi-Wan Kenobi fought. So he's mostly machine. And unlike everyone else, with the exception of General Grievous, who was mostly a machine. He has a human brain, but he's mostly a machine. For those who are Star Wars aficionados, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but General Grievous generally is mostly machine. But he was a human at one point, at one time, but he became a cyborg with 4 arms. So, you know, he's a deadly SOB, but at the same time, he's strong with the Force, but he's nowhere near as strong as the Force as the Skywalker line. And the Skywalker line seems to be dominantly infused with the Force. However, same with, damn it, what is his name? Palpatine. He also is indomitably, his family line is indomitably induced with the Force. Alright, so we have this dude. He's mostly machine. Literally, he's mostly machine. So being that he's mostly machine, you know, machines can be broken. Now he has from the torso, from like his femurs to his head, is mostly human. But he's mostly machine, mechanically. His arms, his legs, he's severely burnt. No. So you have an issue with that. He's always in constant pain with those 3rd-degree burns to begin with. And as he said in this video, the Force can sustain him. Which, that and the machine, that's why he can't breathe, because his lungs and stuff were damaged when he was burnt and shit. You know, if you've never been burnt, then you have no idea how badly that shit sucks. I've actually burnt off my face once, and it actually does suck. Now, when you put that together with the power of the Force, all he really has is the Force. Now, he's a great duelist. That I will give him. But that was because he was also trained how to duel by Obi-Wan Kenobi. Which is why he could not beat Obi-Wan Kenobi, because he taught him everything he knows, but not everything Obi-Wan Kenobi knows. Understand how that works? It's the same thing with a teacher who has a student that decides, I'm going to betray you now, and I'm going to beat up my teacher because I'm better than my teacher. But you have to remember, the teacher taught you everything that you know, not everything that the teacher knows. That's been a policy of martial artists since the dawn of time. Do not teach your student everything you know. Just teach them everything that they know. So if they get uppity one day and decide they want to beat your ass, you can still pull out some brand new tricks. Alright. So, we have Batman. He uses the Force. You know. And the Force. And then you have Batman right here, where he draws off the lightsaber. Alright. So Batman again, has been trained in every sword art as possible, as well as every martial art as possible. And he is a simple, genius level human being. His skills and everything is at peak perfection, which means even in his 40s and 50s, he's still at peak perfection. And if you haven't seen Batman vs. Superman, when Batman's like exceptionally old and Superman's not that old, then you'll get the gist of how well he hanged Superman at an old age and his heart gave out, which is what made him lose the fight. It wasn't that Superman was better. Superman was stronger, Superman was more powerful, but Batman had the armored suit, and he laced the fist with kryptonite to even the playing field. Now in this, Batman really doesn't have a way to eliminate the Force outside of using technology, which he zapped Vader with, which you all saw. So if you were paying attention, let's see if we can go back to that. So, see right there, I think. Get the volume. Let's see.
Why you still can. You do not know the power of the dark side.
Now see, this is the one thing I'm going to show you. Alright, now why did I show you that? Because the one thing that people who are Vader fans forgot, they forgot the one thing about Vader being a zealot. And they also forgot that zealots are often overzealous of a lot of shit. Vader's also a narcissist, which means Vader doesn't think that he can be beat. That man knows that everyone can be beaten, including himself, which is why he formed the Justice League in case he decided to go uppity and go rogue and would need to be stopped. Because a lot of people don't understand it. Batman actually did become one of the founding fathers of the Justice League. He's the one that fronted all the money for everything that the Justice League used. Not Princess Diana, not Clark Kent, not the Martian Manhunter, because all of those guys are broke compared to Batman. I believe Batman is one of the richest people in the DC universe, but I'm not sure. Because it's just like Charles Xavier is clearly one of the richest people in the Marvel universe next to Tony Stark. I don't know who's worth more money, but I do know that for all the damage that the Xavier school has, Xavier comes from old money, and Xavier has one hell of an insurance policy. Plus, he also has Shi'ar technology, which helps him fix shit up. But anyway, that being said, Batman is prepared for every tiny little thing. I can't give you a synopsis on Vader other than he's an evil SOB with the power of God, more or less, that can do everything except for breathe. So therefore, when he shut down his mechanical system, it stops his breathing, which is why he says the Force will sustain me, because he can use the Force to breathe. But at the same time, Batman says the best line, and we're going to play that for you over all this background noise, which I apologize for.
I'll take my science over your magic any day. Let's see how well you breathe now. The Force will sustain me long enough. Exactly. Better focused on you than me.
It doesn't get any more Batman than that. Exactly. Better focused on you than me. So what has he done for you Vader fans? He has eliminated a 10th or 50% of Vader's powers by making Vader have to use the Force to sustain him versus his mechanical suit. So, check 1 for Batman. Check 1 for Vader. But Batman has 3 checks so far. If you haven't been keeping notice, you probably haven't, because I haven't been actually checking. But when you weigh the pros and cons, now the check with Vader was Vader has the Force and Vader's a good duelist. The check for Batman was Batman has a solution for everything. Batman has a backup plan for everything that could possibly go wrong. Batman has great martial arts skills plus duel skills, which, as we saw in the duel that's about to come up, that Batman knows how to duel and work with a lightsaber. As you can see, he's using science against the gloves, or with the gloves.
I underestimate nothing.
And he said it best himself. He underestimates nothing.
You cannot win.
as you notice, there is one thing that makes Batman better than Darth Vader. It's not in the dueling or any of the other stuff. It's none of that stuff. It's not what you expect it to be.
You wasted your opportunity to defeat me.
Now, the thing that makes Batman better than Vader, do you understand what it is yet? In case you didn't, I will explain it to you. Alright, Vader just said, did you underestimate me? And Batman says, I underestimate nothing. Alright, the difference that makes Batman better than Vader in all scenarios of possibility, even if Superman wasn't involved in this, the thing that makes Batman better than Vader is the fact that Batman does not kill. Vader kills because he's enjoyed it. Batman has never killed. He's come really close to killing, with the exception of the Batman movie, the first one with damn it, what's his damn name? Damn it, American Psycho. What the fuck is his name? Christian Bale. With the exception of that. But in the comics, Batman never killed Ra's al Ghul. Ra's al Ghul died a different way, and then Talia brought him back with the Lazarus Pits. But Batman has always said, I don't have to kill you, but I don't have to save you either. Where Vader, on the other hand, Vader doesn't give a damn. Vader will kill everyone. He even was going to kill his own children if they would not convert to the dark side. But then he found his humanity and threw Emperor Palpatine off into the abyss, which we believe Emperor Palpatine clearly might have survived, but I'm not going to swear to that, because the Force Awakens and all other things kind of leave doors open. And then there was Snoke, or however the hell you say it. Now, the thing with Vader, while he's in his body, his Force power is limited. Now, if all he was the Force, then without question he probably could mop the shit out of Batman and everybody else, because he has nothing limiting his power. As you saw at the last Star Wars movie, where Luke Skywalker was in the cave the entire time and sending messages, and Kylo Ren just knew that he had wiped out Luke Skywalker when he didn't, because Luke was never there. That was like a Force, like Omega Gem projection or some shit. No. But if Luke could do it, then I'm pretty sure Vader could probably do it too, because they're genetically connected by blood. But the problem with this is, the really answer is right here in this combat scene when he gets.
Long enough. Exactly. Better focused on you than me.
Yeah. And he has his electronic gloves, and he's trying to rip Vader a new one.
I underestimate nothing.
Now, when you get into this duel section, he's matched Vader hands down every time. He's even gotten extra hits in. No. He's gotten in extra hits. He shoulder bumped Vader. He kicked him in the back of his legs. He's done some shit to Vader. No. He's tagged him in the face twice, which is some real Batman shit, so the actor gets mad kudos for that. He obviously was reading some serious Batman comics, so then you see that. Now, Vader's a great duelist. I'll give Vader his shit when it's due. He's a great duelist. He's a very great bad guy. But the problem is that there's very few bad guys that Batman has confronted and lost. And then you have to think about time constriction. Alright, so this fight happens in a matter of 10 minutes. Max, for TV time, even though for us it's only 7 minutes and 23 seconds. But for the matter of, you have to understand how fast fights actually work. Fights aren't slow in real life. As a martial artist, I can promise you, unless you're in a controlled environment, where there's rules, like sports karate or UFC, where you're not allowed to do certain shit. Wherever there's rules, fights last a long time, because there's rules that everybody has agreed to and must abide by. Where when you're in the streets, none of that shit matters. And with Batman, the thing is, let's all remember that these guys are all fictional, for one. They don't really exist. But if they did, Batman would be the top of the line in fighting, but for the DC universe. Where a lot of people are going to knock me for this, but Wolverine would be top of the line for a Marvel universe. But if you want to do like comparison, if you want to compare Batman, there's two people who are rich that you can compare with Batman. One black, one white. There's also a rich Asian guy that's a Marvel superhero or anti-hero. I guess you don't really know what Sunfire really is anymore. But if you want to compare them, Dwayne Taylor, Night Thrasher, human being. He has a skateboard, he has a gun, and he has the exact same training as Batman. In fact, his origin story is so damn similar that it's not even funny. Then you have Tony Stark, whose origin story is so damn similar to Batman that it's not funny. But Tony has iron suits. Night Thrasher also has an iron suit, but it's made out of basically the same stuff. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's one more rich guy that you can compare to Batman. He's a prince. We call him T'Challa. So you have those four guys in Marvel that you kind of can prepare for Batman. But as far as DC, they don't really have another guy like Batman. No. Wildcat's pretty good, but Wildcat's a street fighter, and he was kind of like a vet and a bum. And then there's Etrigan, who's rich, but Etrigan, Jason Blood, is only rich because he's immortal, and he's been living for thousands of years because he's possessed by a demon that comes out to fight evil, which was cursed by Merlin, because Merlin was supposed to let Etrigan go, but some shit went wrong at the last minute, and Merlin had to renege on the deal. So, you know, if you do a lot of comic book reading and stuff, this will probably help you, inform you. And the reason why I was critiquing it again for my YouTube as well as my Instagram is because I wanted to make a point, you know, that first off, I can be wrong, but you know, in all things, you guys just saw this. But you know, the fact of the matter is that if not for the Force, Vader doesn't have really a lot of hope in there. But if they just go dueling, unless Batman is caught sleeping, he's going to keep his limbs. Where Vader, who was great, lost his arm to two Jedis. Duke Uku, when he was fighting them in Clone Wars. And then he lost it to, I think it was the Clone Wars. Then, whatever one was with him and Vader fighting when he finally turned to the dark side, and Obi-Wan Kenobi told him, no, I got the high ground. After he did that flip, he cut off both of his legs. And then he landed in the acid in burning whatever. But then they saved him, but it wasn't Obi who saved him. So you have to understand that a lot of things have gone wrong for Vader. And so Vader has a few issues that he has to work out. That being said, I want to thank you guys for watching. Instagram out on me, so I'm sorry, Instagram. So we're going to be done with that. And there's a lot of screaming in the background, and I'm sorry. But we'll give you guys a fancy pick. Let's say part 2, that's all. Come on, damn you. PT2. Jesus, Mary, Mother of God. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm about to post these now. Come for Africa number 2, BC and you. And sorry for all the background noise. All of the background.